the studios of Turnstile Records. Join us for another exciting installment of The Escape Pod. In an infinite universe of mindless podcasting, only one will reign supreme. And then there's this one.
The Escape Pod.
Hello?
Hello.
Is this thing on?
Hello.
Are you there? Hi. How you going?
Good.
Welcome to the Escape Pod. Another episode. This is episode 20.
21, actually, because we did a small in-betweener.
Oh, yes.
The Supreme FM.
You're going to post that one up as well.
That's coming in before this one. So by now they've heard that.
Yes. So we're not going to do an ad today. We'll just put in...
We'll put in that. That's a treat.
We'll do a teaser. We'll put a little teaser of that.
I don't know. You're creating work for me.
I
So
know.
I'm going to say no to that.
I'm sure there'll be an ad-libbed segment chucked in.
You can bring that closer to yourself. There you go. The smiled adjustments.
So a bit of
place.
pfeffernuss, Tim.
Pfeffernuss.
Yes.
House cleaning.
Housekeeping. Yeah.
Housekeeping.
I think that's what it's called. Pfeffernuss.
Have you ever heard the word pfeffernuss?
Negative.
It's pfeffernuss, you know.
Well, I live in Oakley and there are plenty of Greeks, but I've never heard Pfeffernuss.
I think it's we were emceeing. You were DJing. I was emceeing a wedding, and the maitre d' came up to us and said at the start, like, "Well, this is so your Pfeffernuss. You do the Pfeffernuss, and then we'll get into the dancing or whatever, the ceremony." And I was like, "What's your the Pfeffernuss?" And he goes, "You know, the Pfeffernuss, the
Pfeffernuss."
And we're going, okay, just nodding. And he's like, you know, like the welcoming, this is where you park your car, this is where the toilets are. Yeah, you know, the Pfeffernuss.
Housekeeping.
So we're going to call it the Pfeffernuss from now on.
Okay.
Is it Pfeffernuss?
Some of our fans have written in. One of our probably our number one female fan.
Who's that?
It's Mum. And she texted me. Yeah.
My mother.
She was being involved with the pod. And
Has she got a Twitter account?
The Twitter account, a good point.
Does she have a Twitter account?
She doesn't know what a Twitter is. She does.
She had five sons. They're all Twitters.
Our Twitter, at Escape Podders at Twitter. So hit that up one time. Don't forget to check us out on Audio Boom and subscribe to it and like it.
Yeah, but if you subscribe on iTunes... Is you chuck in Turnstile Records Presents, and you can get to something that actually gives us good stats.
Helps us.
And that adds to the Audio Boom stats as well.
Oh, does it? It adds it up.
If you click on Audio Boom, we don't get iTunes stats. You click on iTunes stats, you get Audio Boom stats.
Okay. Don't
So
mention
I'd say
Audio Boom.
Yeah. I'd say iTunes.
So she, we'll just call her Mary, our fan. And we should come up with a name for our fans in inverted commas.
Flippity sticks.
Flippity stickers? The stickers? No, wait. The escapees?
Free form that. Escapees.
Yeah. Why don't you tweet at us and let us know
Before
How
you
you'd
tweet
like to be
yourself.
referred to.
Yeah. Or Facebook us, which is at
I don't know. Jeez. Turnstile Records Presents again.
yeah.
So it's a gutful. A mouthful. An
That was a
assful.
little bit of Pfeffernuss, but what she was writing in about was a suggestion for this segment, who's been stealing all the fucking charity tins. And
yeah.
she saw that in one shop they had their tip jar in a massive like fish bowl, and it was full of blue dye, water and dye. So you chuck your coins in there. And then if you're the type of person that does steal the charity tin, you're going to get
a case of blue hand.
Smurf hand. He totally smurfed my Smurfy.
He totally smurfed these dollar coins right in my smurf.
And then she also did mention, I'll read out the text, because I got a text from apart from that one. But
Dear Jeremy, I love you.
read this out, please. And then she said, maybe it was Dad. Your mother says to stop saying fuck so much. and Dad wants to punch jaunty male straw hats on middle-aged women.
Hug them in the face.
I think I think maybe punched in the face.
Okay. You're either hugging or you're punching.
Yeah.
Either way, it's...
But
So
then they...
no more fucking swearing, okay?
Well, I said too much swearing,
Yeah.
and she said, well, last night we listened to the latest one with Danoz Direct, and you all were swearing more than usual. I don't mind the occasional fuck, so to
I'll
speak.
tell you why we were...
so to speak.
However, last night there was a lot of fucking going on. We listened to it with our nephew, Josh,
Yep, uh-huh.
and it was very good though.
Apologies, Mary. I need to take some responsibility for that because I actually said in the lead up to the show that Jeremy was not to talk about shelving anything.
And also,
So we
I'd
had
like
to fill it with something
and
else.
Also, I'd like to add, thank you, Mary, and fuck you.
What else we got there, Tim? That wraps up the Pfeffernuss.
That's it. So
Audio Boom, subscribe, tweet at us if you've got any
and who are
hates,
you?
likes.
Who are you?
I'm Jezbot.
I'm Danoz Direct.
And I'm Timmy Taco. You know my name. You know my game. Okay, so
Tacos are your game.
tacos.
And
I
your
like
name?
I do very occasionally.
Is this
do-
a red hot tip?
It's
Tim's
red hot
cooking
tip.
Yep.
Do for the kids.
Mm.
Timmy Tacos.
Do you ever
I do it.
go the fajita?
We
Well, it
no, I
doesn't-
don't do
it's
the
not
fajita,
really-
but we do Star Wars pizzas.
Oh, yeah.
We have ham solo and lambdo calrissian.
Okay, that's awesome.
Excellent. And what's the other one? The Leonardo DiCaprio.
That's not too bad.
DiCaprio.
Do we give out all the
He's not in Star Wars though.
the Star Wars?
Isn't he the Martian?
DiCaprio?
No.
Who's that one?
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
What was the last thing DiCaprio did?
The Revenant.
Ah, there you go.
He won an Oscar for it.
Yeah.
Do we tell the podders or the escapees,
people listening.
all of our Star Wars porn names?
Let's write them down before we try to reel them off.
Yeah.
Try to reel them off.
Okay.
Go. You
Dark,
gotcha.
Dark Invader.
You got your Luke Skywalker.
You got your chew her back out.
You got Princess Leia.
Han So Long.
Hung so long.
Hung
isn't
So
it?
Long. ID Poo
I do poo too, and C3P poo o poo.
Her.
Okay.
Star Wars.
Wait. The Emperor Whore.
No, I think it was didn't we come up with the Thromperor? Anything you'd like to add to that, Dan?
Well, I've just got like juvenile ones like Jabba the Slut.
Because they weren't juvenile.
Bam!
I think they were all pretty on that level of
Yeah.
juvie. Oh well, that's a good little lead in. Thanks for that.
And what was I saying?
I don't know. I totally interrupted you.
What was I saying?
Oh, I think you were thanking Mary or...
No, it was after that.
Oh, we'll have
yeah,
to-
and then we'll go back on tape. And now that you've heard it, and I've saying
annoying,
this,
isn't
it's
it?
really
It's
annoying.
annoying. We could press pause, listen
And rewind
back,
it.
and then step back
And then
into
back
the
to the future. Oh, let's do that. Here we are, back in the future. We actually didn't do it.
Okay.
No.
And no, we listened to it, and what we said was lame anyway.
Yeah. So moving right along.
As
then
Tim likes to say, I'll get it in post.
we'll get it in post. I've got this week. I don't know if you know or not, but Audrey's school gets me to do the school disco, DJ the school disco.
Okay.
Yeah. You outsource your talents
Mm-hmm.
or whatever. You source out, outsource. What is it?
I think you just advertise and
You just
hopefully get
advertise-
more
Yeah.
work.
Well, they caught wind of me. Is that a
Okay.
saying?
Yes.
Ball wind.
Yeah. Bowl
And,
wind or gassy occasions after some baked beans or whatnot.
The last 2
He stinks-
years,
he stinks is what we're
last
saying.
2 years I took the job off Rock and Robin,
Okay.
who was their previous DJ of
Yeah.
probably like 25 years.
Do you want to give a shout out to Rock and Robin? No.
Big shout out to Rock and Robin out there playing the best of today. Top 40 Tim coming in strong, taking gig right from underneath your feet. My daughter goes to this school. Guess what? You're not connected anymore. So I took the gig right off him.
Wow.
Yeah.
But
All's fair in love and war.
I had the first year I had a smoke machine.
Mm.
Kids loved it. They went absolutely ape bonkers. I got some projectors. I projected through the smoke. I did it. I thought
Full party.
Got to give these kids a run.
real rave
for their money.
experience.
They've got an hour to dance here. I'm going to play. I submitted a form so the kids could request a song. I just played off what they wanted to hear because I had absolutely no idea what to play.
Mm-hmm.
And did all that business. Had a smoke machine. The kids went crazy. Next year, well, I'll get this light. I'll get that light. I won't get the projector because it can't be fucked anymore. And I'll get instead.
Fuck.
I'll get the smoke machine and a couple of lights. Sweet.
Yeah.
Run the smoke machine for the first 30 seconds. One of the mothers came up to me from the Mother's Auxiliary. The Mother's Auxiliary. And
Mother's Auxiliary.
won't someone please think of the children? Don't run the smoke machine because children are going to die from asthma. I said, well, it's actually not.
Smoke.
It's not smoke.
Yeah.
It's not real smoke.
Yeah.
Is it like vaping though? Because I reckon that's going to end up killing a lot of dudes.
It's like vaping. It probably is like vaping.
Well, it's
There's no water. It's some chemical.
it's liquid nitrogen.
It's just a chemical. Don't worry about
It's
it.
something. You pour a
liquid
chemical into
nitrogen.
it.
It stinks
There's
like
no smoke.
powder.
It's like a steamy.
It has an odor. It's not. It's not like a.
It's a chemical. You pour it. Thing in.
We just fact
Won't
check
someone
that.
think of the children? Anyway,
Google it.
there has been nobody that has died from a smoke machine.
No.
So
Except for that one that blew up. And
there was that one. There was that one time.
blasted that
And the
kid's,
guy
that kid's face off.
And the time that
There
the
was
guy
that one
tried to
time.
choke on it and stuck it into
Yeah.
his car and turned it on.
And then there was that other time where that dude got a bad asthma attack.
There was that time.
And there was that other. No, sorry.
She was also worried. I turned the smoke machine off and it does a little thing. She came straight back over to me and said, and the other thing is we don't want the fire department to come because
They
it's going
think
to set off the smoke alarms. I said, well,
It's
you'll
not
probably
smoke.
find that Dr. Google says, no, that will not happen.
the fire brigade,
Fire
will,
brigade
not come.
come. So I just turned off the smoke machine. No worries. All the kids huddled around the DJ console looking for the smoke. Where's the smoke? You know where I can score some smoke. Right? And I wasn't allowed to do it. So I didn't do it. Then another year went. Another disco. I think they do 2 discos a year. And by the way, this doing one disco pays for her entire year's schooling.
Tuition.
So I'm getting every year. I'm getting 2 years paid for.
So
pretty much.
you're scaling back. First year had all the bells and whistles. Then you
So-
just had some whistles.
Then
and
now they said please no bells.
No
because
bells.
Kids are allergic
Okay,
to
fine.
bells.
No bells. I
Yeah.
won't bring any
No bells.
bells.
Do you offer an acoustic option?
They didn't say don't bring a smoke machine. So
Okay.
I thought, bought another one. They said, right, don't run the smoke machine. It's a big no. It's a big no. So this year I'm going to New York in 2 weeks. And when
You
I get
really
back,
must go.
You really must go. The day I get back, is the disco there, right? So I can't be there.
Okay.
So I went up to one of the mothers, and she won't be named. Her name's Lisa. She will be named. No, I went up to Lisa, and she said to me, I said, oh, look, these are the dates I'm going away, so it looks like the next school disco. They hadn't asked me yet, by the way.
Yeah.
Next school disco, I probably won't be here for that, but just so you know, I want the one after that. Like, don't rule me out, because I know what happened to Rocket Robin.
I shocked him.
Yeah, he's gone. They sent the canary down the mine shaft, if you know what I mean. He didn't return.
No, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Rock and Robin didn't tell you.
Oh, yeah, of course, right.
So
Maybe that's a secret. No, maybe that's a secret. You need a canary on the DJ console while you've got the smoke machine on, like the miners do
yeah, I
down the
see.
mine.
Yeah.
You know, once the toxicity levels get a little bit too high, fucking the canary will cark it.
I'm doing
You
a
can-
mix. I look over, the bird's been dead for like 25 minutes. Oh shit! I forgot to check the fucking canary. Whoops! It's very, very dead. Its eyes have come out of its
Rigor
head.
mortis has set in.
So she kind of looked at me and went, oh, no, well, I'm not organising it this year, so they're having a meeting about it tonight. And in other words, she's saying,
you didn't have the gig
weren't
anyway.
even getting the gig, homie.
Well,
I think it's related to the smoke machine.
I think there's a way
Honestly,
around
dude.
this. I think you need to...
Get a better job.
no, you need to be on the fucking Mothers Club.
Oh, God.
No. The thing he's doing.
All hail Queen Lisa.
Okay.
The only thing.
Does she rule the roost?
I've got a good idea. Okay. Does anybody want to vote for Tim's idea? No. The nays have it. So
Vote for Timmy Taco.
a vote for Timmy Taco
So does that
is a
mean-
vote not for Lisa.
Is that going to mean that you
don't know if
need
that
to
means-
pay school fees now from now on?
It's like I'm back on the books.
Bugger.
I was off the books.
Mm.
But is it where did we draw the line, boys? Mother's Auxiliary. It's Girls Gone Wild. It really is.
Is it?
Ladies gone to Hades. I'm trying to come up with something. Crazies ladies
I'm
goes crazies over Smokesies machines.
I'm not entering that. Well, I don't have children. I don't.
What would you do, Jeremy?
What would I do? I would pay the school fees and then never do the gig ever again.
Yeah, but then I've this got me out of going to the working bees, got me out of this, got me out of Fate, got me out of all these other things because I'm already contributing more than the other
Well,
parents.
Two hours.
Jeremy doesn't have a kid at the school, and he's like hooked up for like MC duties every year.
Oh,
so
yeah,
how
yeah.
the fuck does that work?
Well, that's the next time I'll be performing is November, doing an MC gig for the Holy Redeemer School Fete. Come on down, 50 cents a ticket, 5 for $3.
Come if you come up to me if you want to be harassed and embarrassed in front of your friends and family.
Pretty much that's how I'm going to roll.
Is that how you're gonna do it?
I'll see how much beer I have, and then I'll know.
Yeah, I feel your pain with the whole Mother's Auxiliary Club, but I'm like Jeremy.
You're about to. Well, you're about to get into it.
I'm just not there yet. So
Yeah, picking up the kids from school and the same people there every day. And if you don't start acknowledging those people every day,
Is it like at
you're
the
an
office?
asshole.
Is it like at the office, Dan, when you walk past someone 7 times? I know that's an old gag, but you walk past them every time and you just say hello every time. Is it, hey, how you doing this time?
yeah, no,
Hey, Macca.
no, you don't.
How's those pies
But
going?
no, the morning arrival and the nightly departure is sort of the obligatory. I'm gonna if I don't stop and say something interesting in passing, then I've
They're going to think you as a
I've snubbed them.
snub. Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Oh,
Yeah.
g'day, Macca. Did you know that 25% of people are something
Yeah.
interesting?
You just have fact.
You got
Google,
it.
Google,
That's
Google.
exactly what it is.
Facebook post, like.
During the day, you can get away with like a eye contact.
That's what
The
I'm.
old
Yeah, that's what I
nod.
was
The old
getting at, I think,
nodsies.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
So hello in the morning.
hello in the morning.
Nodsies.
Well, even if they're in your pod, it's more than just a hello. You sort of have to,
Interact
yeah,
the whole day.
yeah.
Okay.
But really, if you've spent more than a couple of days working in an office, those brief social interactions are actually what
Keeps
keeps you sane.
Because that sort of brings me back to your concept that you had a long time
yeah.
ago. The
Yeah, it'd be great if you could go into a hairdresser and just like it was in the 60s with smoking or non-smoking sections. I'd like to go to the talking or non-talking section
Okay.
of the hairdresser.
small talk
Or no small talk.
Small talk, no talk.
Usually, like, I go to a friend now because I got so sick of having to talk to randos that we go to the same person, a friend.
Rando Catricians.
Cutrician, yeah. But I generally don't want to be making small talk for the 40 minutes. And I don't like it when they go off to answer the phone in
Okay.
between the haircut.
I think you just got to suck it up. It's a small business and they want business, so they're going to answer their fucking phone. Ding.
Ding.
Fucking.
Fucking.
I didn't want to go off the school thing because I had.
I was
a bit of a
just
segue for
while
that.
you're on haircuts. I went through a phase there pre-marriage where I spent $35 on a haircut a few times. It only lasted like a couple of months, but this hairdresser was just spectacular. She gave me like a head massage, and while I was getting my hair washed, I was sitting in like a massaging chair, and
Nice.
yeah, it was worth every cent.
And beer?
No beer.
Some places give you beer.
No,
I
I just opened a beer.
I heard.
Yeah. And beer? Thank you.
So the school thing. I didn't want to. It was a good segue. I had a segment: strange things our teachers have done to us, and I'll put a sound effect in there.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah. The story goes, our sister-in-law, when she was in primary school, so just a little girl, like I even think maybe grade prep, and was being taught by nuns, the old nunneries, and being little kids, they don't have total control over their bodily functions at that age, and someone had farted in the grade prep class, and
That's
so
what my kids-
Sharted.
Well, that's what my kids call it, fartened.
So the teacher / nun gets up the front and said, "Who farted?" And no one would admit it because it's very embarrassing.
Mm-hmm.
And so she lined everyone up, turned them around, and proceeded to sniff the pants of each bottom
Okay.
to find out who
Okay.
farted. Weird or not?
A little
Is that
weird.
Is that
Yeah,
weird?
it's a little
Is that
weird.
weird? Is that weird?
It's a little weird.
A
Why?
little- a
why-
Could you
weird,
get
but-
away with that now? Probably could, couldn't you?
Don't think
I mean,
so.
I haven't been
Well,
to school for a while, but
yeah.
Dunno.
I don't know about. Are there that many fetishes out there that are about like sniffing
Have
poo?
you seen?
I think this is like
have you
something
seen
that perhaps. Do you
fart
need?
cake?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so you can if you don't want to see the actual website fart cake, you can watch on YouTube people's reactions to fart cake.
have you seen Brazilian fart porn?
Have you seen fartinmyface.net?
No.
Neither have I.
Okay,
Okay,
scratch that from
so.
the record. Get
Okay.
that in.
You're
So,
talking
so
about-
it is a thing. Oh, well.
It is a
It is a
thing. Well, okay, so
But
the question
nuns-
is,
nuns do
why are these people interested in it?
I don't think it was a fetish. I think she was disciplinarian.
Would have been back in the 80s, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah, probably. Yep.
Odd
Yep.
80s, maybe even early
No, 80s,
80s.
Maybe she was
80s,
just
80s,
concerned
80s,
and just wanted to make sure that there wasn't shit sitting in some little fucking tacker's undies.
Yeah, okay. Danoz is a bit weird. Okay, so I'm
No,
going
just-
to go and smell your farts, and hopefully, with a bit of luck, there's poop in there. Do you want another poop story?
Sure.
Not,
I mean, you don't have. You
I
don't.
reckon I got a
not
poop story.
particularly.
That's a good lead-in. Why not?
What about the NASA's 46-year-old floating poop mystery? Do you want to hear a little bit about that?
I'd love to hear more.
Well, the astronauts on NASA Apollo 10 mission in May 1969, that's a sexy year, paved the way for a pivotal moment in human history, but in the process introduced an entirely new kind of space exploration mystery.
Okay.
Apollo 10 served as a test run for the 1969 sexy year moon landing 2 months later. May or may not be fake.
Mm-hmm.
According to the internet, says no. NASA went through all the same motions and procedures as the landing would require, but came just short of actually touching down on the lunar surface.
Touching down or touching cloth?
Touching cloth on the the three astronauts on board helped NASA understand the issues that might arise during the real lunar landing, such as what happens when a turd floats through a spacecraft.
Is that the technical?
It was a 6-day mission, Jeremy. I don't know what they called it. What could they call that mission?
They could call it.
Constipation.
They could call it
That's what I'd be.
zero gravity.
0G poo and pee. No? Commander Tom Stafford noticed it first. Oh, who did it? He asked, laughing. Who did it? Over. I guess. Give me a napkin quick, he told the others. There's a turd floating in the air.
Houston, we have a problem.
And it says here,
Problem.
a confidential, I don't know why it's crossed out. I guess it stopped being confidential.
Mm-hmm.
Clip from the, I guess, onboard black boxy
black box. Sure.
reporting
Recording.
thing saying day 6 confidential. 05132955 CMP. I didn't do it. It ain't one of mine. Then the next one, Lieutenant claims, I don't think it's one of mine.
I don't think. Okay.
I don't think. Yeah, he sounds
right.
guilty, does
Yes.
he? Mine was a little more sticky than that one.
No, because a good liar will give details. Go on.
God Almighty, somebody else said. And then there was SC who laughed.
I think it's Jesus. I
You
think
reckon
it's
it's
God.
I
LMP?
think it was Colonel Mustard in the
The skate
Poop
pod.
deck, on the poop deck.
with the
Talk quickly.
candlestick.
Talk to whose poop it could be, resulting in a pretty hilarious chorus of "Not Me" by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. There's
6.
five
Okay,
of them,
so
five.
I reckon the guy that said. Do we have an answer at the end of
Mystery.
it? It's a mystery. Okay, so I reckon
Okay.
the guy that gave details about the consistency of his poo was the one who dealt it. But
I think he's,
although he
in all
who
seriousness, here we go. I could prove it's not mine. Look how sticky my shitty is.
I've got a high fiber diet.
Hi, space fiber diet. Space go, Yogo. Do they eat Yogo in space or something? Applesauce?
Well, it's all in like mushy packets, so
It is.
I'm thinking that
Space food.
the quality of the turd might be moist and pliable.
I didn't do it. It ain't mine, said Command Module Pilot John Young. Oh, the young'uns. I don't know. Having a bit of a laugh.
Yeah.
Lunar Module Pilot Eugene Cernan claimed, I don't think it's one of mine. This is kind of a long version of what I just read out. Figuring out astronauts could answer nature's call was a major challenge. NASA had to face it if it wanted to keep astronauts in space for more than a few hours, especially after a
NASA
Vindaloo.
doubted that you could take a turd in space.
I think you take the turd inside of you and then you birth it in space. I think that's the mission. Space.
Okay.
Well, this is what I always say, Tim.
Space, the final frontier in toiletries. It is.
The only way forward, like I've said before on the podcast, we need to get to a stage where it's Star Trek in and they can just beam the shit straight out of us.
Well, the human body experiences decreased gastrointestinal transit time
Yeah, sure.
in weightlessness conditions, meaning astronauts go more in space.
Like on a plane. You fart more on a plane.
They grow more in space because they can stretch out because the gravity isn't squashing them back down. That's why you're actually taller in the morning. So if ever you're trying to appear taller than you actually are,
Measure in the morning.
measure in the
Feel
morning.
better about yourself.
For that morning glory, measure
Yeah.
in the morning.
Yeah. Did the Apollo shuttle have one of those suction dunnies?
I don't think so.
this is
'Cause
just-
there's a supreme vacuum of space coming through the toilet hole. I think that'd breach, wouldn't
Yeah.
it?
Well,
Isn't
we've-
that-
And do you think
I
there's
can-
an astronaut out there that, in those lonely times up there on, has used that suction dunny in the improper way?
I reckon he might have.
Uh,
When they go
Oh,
behind
here we
the
go.
moon.
These
and the
days,
Yeah.
these days, here we go. These days, astronauts on the International Space Station have a vacuum-powered toilet equipped with a seatbelt
Okay.
for those
Can I
extra tricky times.
Can I just?
If you're putting a seatbelt on the toilet, I would be worried.
I've been to.
Well, are they zero gravity the whole time, or can they, like in all of the sci-fi movies, turn on gravity and walk around
I don't know
normally?
if they can
No,
turn
no,
gravity
no,
on.
no.
Because
No?
isn't the
Nah.
secret to like Deep Space Nine maintaining
thing-
gravity is that it
that
needs to
spin.
keep spinning?
No.
Yeah,
Deep
yeah.
Space Nine will have inertial dampeners. You know that'll sort that out. But,
2001, he's running around that thing that's
the
spinning.
gravity thing. But
Well, in 2015, Matt Damon grew tomatoes with his turd.
he did,
Yeah.
and that won Best Comedy. So
Did it really?
Yeah, remember The
No, I
Martian? The Martian won Best Comedy and/or musical.
And or movie.
Yeah, it did.
In 1961, astronaut Alan Shepard, the first American to travel into space, spent 5 hours waiting for his 15-minute-long Freedom 7 flight. Does that mean is his Freedom 7 flight a NASA code for I
gotta
gotta
To reach around.
He ended up having to pee in his spacesuit. That's
Okay.
embarrassing. Something NASA had not prepared for. Later they added waste collection devices, or no.
Or a fly.
But
Don't whip it out in the coldness of
They
space.
went
You think
they went
shrinkage is
full
bad
proof.
in the ocean?
Okay.
Get your shrinkage up in space, you'll lose it forever.
in 0 degree, it'll invert.
Okay.
They
Become a mangina.
But Sigourney Weaver always seems so sweaty in Aliens.
She was always in her undies and a singlet.
Yeah, and always seems sweaty.
That's right. She did.
Oh yeah.
And that dude in the new Star Wars movie was sweaty a lot.
The
black dude
the
under
good
in
the
the
good
thing in the
stormtrooper.
text.
He was
Yeah.
in the desert.
There was a lot of sweating going on. Several systems within astronaut Gordon Cooper's Project Mercury capsule failed during a leaky urine bag. Ooh. That's a
Because
mess.
wouldn't it freeze?
I don't know, because
Freeze
there's
and
climate
vacuum is-
controls.
No,
But
the vacuum
inside-
of space
inside
is
the-
Vacuumous for the rest of
Inside
us.
the
cold.
bloody
It's
rocket.
cold up there.
Inside the rocket, they've got a bloody heater. If they've got enough computers to fucking fly to the moon, they've got enough computers to power a fucking
Well,
heater.
the heat of the computers would probably keep it warm as well.
Well, what are they sitting on?
This is what
What's
they're
the
sitting
energy
on.
source that's actually got them?
Everybody needs to poop eventually, according to this printout that I made off the internet. During the longer Apollo missions, astronauts essentially had to use adhesive plastic bags they could attach to their butt.
So I was going to say,
Is that what NASA could come up with? Here's a lunch bag. If you're going to poo into this.
Yeah, it's actually how GLAD got started with its Ziploc bags.
Glad wrap?
With no gravity, it's hard to get your poop away from your body, and it came with a finger cot, like a condom.
This is what I wanted to say several times
What
now.
the hell?
What are they doing out there in space?
I've been to many festivals, many toilets, many bad places, right? But I think sucking shit out of your ass has got to be one of the worst thoughts.
I don't know. I'm sure.
I don't know.
there's-
I think
ever.
that-
I think if you
Ever.
chuck
That is the worst.
I
That's
don't think
worse
that
than a
sounds-
festival toilet.
I don't think that
chuck
sounds-
a .com on the end of that,
That-
and you
that-
got yourself a website.
Yeah, that doesn't sound unpleasant at all. Having, just think about it. Instead of sitting on the toilet and having to go, you can just sit on the toilet and it goes.
Let's go back.
Let's go back a second. That's not how it should be. That's not what I'm doing.
Instead of sitting on the toilet going, plastic bag adhesive stuck to the butt.
Yeah.
Much better.
Much
but
better.
Just
With a
tell-
finger.
tell me
cot.
mild suction doesn't sound at least a little bit appealing.
Well,
Well,
yeah,
I
you-
don't-
It's not
I
like
don't
you're
know.
being probed. It's like reverse.
The other way.
well, the bag was not popular with astronauts.
There
They didn't
you go.
like it.
There
They
you
didn't
go.
like it. Is there any other way? We're in space, for God's sake.
Yeah.
Nothing has proved more
I'm-
effective than the current system, which has been proved adequate for all flights, although the crewmen have expressed dislike for it. I guess, look, I'm going to cut to the chase here and say they set them up, they put a plastic bag on someone, he's had a poop, it hasn't been scooped into the plastic bag in 0G, it's escaped. He's gone, what the hell? Where the hell did it go? I'm pretty sure it happened. Don't know. And then it just floated around.
It's the poop mystery stuff.
And then I was so embarrassed that I'm an astronaut and I don't know how to control a plastic bag sticky tape to my butt. I'm not going to admit it.
And we all know that what happens on space camp stays on space camp.
Station space camp.
And we're in this together.
So that's it. I think we've covered that enough. If you, it's
It's
the whole
it's
thing.
lowbrow. It's
Yeah.
gutter.
It is.
I actually thought when you were initially bringing up this extraterrestrial turd that there was going to be some kind of like,
Answer at the
yeah,
end?
no, the truth is out there.
Mm.
Type finish, not
The poo is out there.
The pooth.
The poo. It's like The Thing, isn't it? Like that movie, The Thing.
no,
Did you
it's-
see that? Wasn't there a poop floating around in that? No, it was an alien. I was jumping from person to person and going in the dog, and there's the snow and all that.
I was thinking about that game we played last time. Was it Relics Records?
Oh
I kind of like that one a little bit.
I did a bit of digging I did a little pre-dig.
Okay.
Dig dug.
Timmy got shelved.
Timmy got shelved.
I'm not mentioning shelving.
Okay.
Apart
I know
from-
Danoz would like this.
Okay.
It's no, not particularly this one. Did you realise that sisters are currently doing it for themselves?
No.
And what the sisters are doing is just typing. Sisters are doing it for themselves, becoming secretaries. If
Okay.
anybody wants to check out the Eurythmics and Aretha Franklin,
I'll tweet that up.
yeah, why don't you do that?
Yeah, I'll tweet it up.
I'll hold
That's,
it up for you. You can tweet that.
Yeah, I'll take a photo of it. Yeah, keep going.
Okay,
Tim.
I'll keep
Yeah.
talking.
Yeah.
And I got that at the market on the weekend.
Okay. What a score.
Were you at the market on the weekend?
No, I wasn't. But that's done great things for women's lib.
And somebody retrieved out of a bin for me a couple of records from the library.
Out of the bin.
Out of the bin. Saw them in the bin and grabbed them and went,
Who-
oh, I don't think
In
that's
this
right.
day and age,
Who goes
of
through bins out the back of the library?
Who doesn't?
antiquing,
Okay.
antique
it's like
shows. Who's throwing shit away?
Well, this is some known facts about marijuana and audio journey.
See,
Okay.
see.
And they apparently they did a audio guide for everything. And right
Right.
next to that was the Manners Make a Difference record.
That. Have you got
And
any
that
fun
is
facts that came out of this vinyl
fun facts.
score?
What I was thinking, right, is I'll play a little bit of the record, and then over the next 2 weeks, over the next 2 shows,
Okay.
I'm going to insert a song
From the
from the records that I've put together, from samples that I've put together.
Okay. Speaking about fun facts about cannabis, you may have heard on the news that there is now a secret location where the government is now growing dope for medical application.
Well, there you go. They're in the business.
They're in the business.
It's called Barrick. Sorry. Okay. God bless you. God bless you. But did you finish your little stick on the
Well, that's it.
On the,
So
no,
what I'm
the
gonna do-
Aretha album?
Urethra.
You just because I'll post that up, but it's a record of.
It's a record of sisters that doing it for themselves, Eurythmics, and it's just like a 1950s sort of picture of a woman typing on a typewriter.
Like a
Sisters-
good secretary.
Like a good secretary. Sisters are certainly doing it for themselves. So what am I going to do over here?
Excuse me.
So this record, what I was thinking is if I play a few samples and then people can familiarise themselves with what kind of records they are, and then I'll make a track out of it.
Okay.
Okay.
It's a little project. It sounds like you're making work.
The hard-fought game is more important than the final score. A good sport is a generous loser, always quick to congratulate his opponent. He praises the other fellow's skill rather than making excuses for himself, such as, I've been sick.
Or don't kick it to trap it, which happened a lot when I was growing up. So these records are kind of
Poor
a little
Tim.
bit
It really has
instructive.
scarred him, has it?
sounds pretty
Yeah.
What have I got? I'll play a little piece of the old tetrahydrocannabinol record, and then later on, when people listen to instead of ad breaks in the next 2 shows, I might just put a song in between, a little funny song.
Yeah,
The last
cool.
episode I did the fart track.
Fart track.
Do not go in there.
It's high comedy. It's high. It's high and
High, low, highbrow.
I like it.
Lowbrow. Did you hear it?
No.
Oh, he doesn't listen to himself.
He doesn't listen to
audio.
this
What's
podcast.
number?
Is a single species. It exists in a variety of forms because of soil and climatic conditions.
Uh-huh.
Soil, climate, and the inherited characteristics of the variety also influence the potency of the plant resin.
You don't say.
The resin, most visible on the flowering tops of the female plant, resembles tiny yellow dewdrops.
Ding.
It's mostly Maui Wowie mixed with a bit of Labrador.
Cannabis is dioecious. That is, a separate male and female plant exists.
Did she say it's dioecious or it's delicious?
Dioecious.
Oh, dioecious.
So it can be both male and female. I want to say, Dan.
Did you do a horticulture course?
Yeah,
on
that
stage?
sounds
Isn't
about
that my horrible hobbies.
Dioecious. No. It's something to do with the reproductive.
Something to do
I'll
with
look
the
it up.
plant.
Go fact yourself, Tim.
Yeah. So a little segment that's gonna pop up in this episode, next episode, because before this airs, I might even do it and slot it in.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Should I slot it in right here.
The magic of post.
Marijuana, 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 marijuana is known by many names.
Joint.
Cannabis sativa, the hemp plant. Hashish,
Sticks or weeds.
tetrahydrocannabinol, THC. The smoke is inhaled deeply to produce maximum effect.
So that's going to be a little treat. But why don't we do a game?
Okay.
A game?
Okay. I'm down for a game.
Have you listened to all of our podcasts?
Well, I can't say all. They're growing.
Have you heard the
fast these
segment
days.
My Mind, Your Mind?
Mind meld.
My mind.
My mind.
Do it. Let's put that music in
Here.
here. Mind. Welcome to Mind Meld. My Mind, Your Mind. It's a segment that Jeremy made up as part of a scientific exploration of the mind.
Just like in Ghostbusters, where Venkman is doing that experiment.
Ding, 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 ding. They hate this.
No.
Is that the one? Say,
The one-
Do you
the
smell
one-
something?
The one where he's
Listen.
sitting there with the two uni students, and he's doing the card flip. So what do you see on the
yeah.
card? What do you see in the
It's a
card?
squiggly. It's
Right.
3 squiggly waves. I'm sorry. You're wrong. So, have you got any mind melds?
Mind meld. My
Something
mind
that-
to your mind.
something- my mind, your mind.
So you gotta say-
why don't you try it on me first?
Okay, mind meld. My mind to your mind.
My mind.
Your mind to my mind.
Mind.
Mind meld. You
Mind
with me?
meld.
You with me?
I'm with that.
If I was to say to you, Ron Burgundy, what is the answer I'm thinking of?
Lamp.
Correct.
Really?
Yep.
Okay, that's amazing.
Why don't you?
You kick it. You kick it with.
If I say something to
You got a mind meld.
Well, I'll do a mind meld to you.
Okay.
If I said to you,
My mind, your mind, your mind, my mind. Mind meld.
your mind.
Mind.
Okay,
If
we're
I said
connected.
to you, Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Okay.
My mind, your mind.
Your mind, my mind, my mind, your mind. I would say Rooney.
Correct.
Good.
That's amazing, guys.
Correct. Okay. Your turn.
Okay.
Now, my mind, your mind.
My mind,
My
your
mind,
mind,
your mind.
My mind.
My mind to your mind. What's something good? What's something good for Danoz?
Well-
have you got one for Danoz?
I do.
So there's something not in your mind that I'm melding with now.
No. I'm trying to think of something that relates so that you're not too thrown out. So it's a little bit easier for you.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. Your mind to my mind. My mind to your mind.
My mind.
Johnny Depp. I remember it's the answer I need.
Go.
I'm thinking of.
Okay. Chocolate.
Incorrect.
Incorrect. That's not right.
Tim, you want to
It was Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Close. You were so close, Dan.
Oh,
You were so close. Stripped out.
My mind, your mind. I'll give you one.
My mind, your mind.
My mind, your mind. My mind into your mind. To my mind. Back to your mind. You say what is in my mind.
okay.
What's his name? What's the guy's name? That is
Where's
the
my
question.
fucking
What
mind?
is the guy's name?
What is the guy's name?
What's the guy's name?
Ah,
No, all right. I'll give you more of a clue.
That's a
All right,
very
what's the
hard-
guy's name in Wayne's World?
I'm gonna say Wayne.
Incorrect.
Garth?
Correct. Correct. My mind
This
into
isn't
your.
my mind, your minds. This is brother's mind.
It's easy. These are things that you know all
Take it
about.
seriously, Dan.
Okay,
For God's
sorry,
sakes,
sorry.
mate.
I don't think I'm channeling my my mind, your mind.
Okay. My mind, your mind.
You're my mind.
Top Gun.
Negative flow, but as well.
Incorrect. That's actually not what I was thinking about.
Tom Cruise.
Correct.
That was an easy one.
It was an easy one.
Anyway, you'll learn. You'll learn throughout.
Okay.
You'll
Okay.
you gotta.
Okay.
Now, if you want to post your own mind meld game, please hit us up at.
Sorry about that. Your
You guys
feet are
playing
cold.
footsies again?
These feet are very cold.
No one.
Sorry about that.
They're very cold. You haven't worn shoes all day, have you?
My feet don't feel cold. They
You don't
actually
need to answer that question.
Feel mildly sweaty.
If you want to tweet at
Cold
us,
and clammy.
any of your games, like
My mind, your mind.
any game that we've played.
Well, I suck at that one.
I'll say. Do you want another one? My
Yeah,
mind,
give
your
me
mind. Okay.
some
We're
other
gonna
games as
say red and black.
I'm gonna have to say. Well, I was initially gonna say bombers, but I'm now going to say ladybirds.
Okay.
was-
Incorrect.
Bombers.
Correct. Beautiful. So we'll get back to that.
We'll get to
another
that.
time.
I feel like I was like the butt of a joke there.
My mind, your mind.
Oh,
Oh, well, do we do outro music?
I've got another one.
Oh no. Okay.
This is actually a real one. All right,
Is
now,
it?
both you.
Right.
All right. My mind to your minds. Your minds to
Minds.
my feeble mind. Right? Ghostbusters. All right. Now, honestly, think about what I'm thinking about Ghostbusters. All right.
Marshmallow Man.
Crossing the streams.
Both incorrect.
It was mind meld game.
Yes, Rick Moranis.
No. It's Slimer. That's the real
It's not.
answer. That's the real answer.
That's not the real answer.
That's the answer.
Pretty sure what I said's the real answer, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll get to mind meld later. Thanks for playing.
Or maybe not ever again.
maybe not.
You never know.
It depends. We like doing it with new guests.
Yeah.
And that is mine. Your mind. Thank you for playing.
Thanks.
Does
really
Superman sweat? Right? Does he sweat?
No.
I don't think so.
Okay, so he
Because
doesn't
he can go
stink.
into the
So the suit doesn't stink.
suit doesn't.
Batman's suit stinks.
Batman's suit stinks.
Yeah, but just think of the material Batman's using.
Latex.
Superman's got
It looks
Superman's got
non-breathable.
alien, very breathable textures.
So it's cotton.
And he's just cooped up in like armor-proof.
He's
latex
sweating a
and-
storm
yeah,
up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's withering away in that suit. He
He
really
needs to be
is.
drinking
Yeah, he's got to be keeping
water.
up his fluids.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Hydrolytes,
Give me
man.
some of that bat fluid, not that.
Ooh,
bat
not that bat fluid.
not that bat fluid.
The other bat fluid.
Quick, Robert, into the bat cave. Not that bat cave. That bat cave.
I heard you with a dark night, but this is
Dark. This is very dark.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. I don't think. I think the rule goes if you're a superhuman mutant of some sort, you can withstand punches, high intensity
Heats and colds.
heats.
You don't need to
You don't-
sleep.
That's it. You don't need to eat.
You don't need to poop
Superman
in space.
Superman can fly close enough to the sun to throw a
Whole bunch of nukes.
whole bunch of nukes in there.
Mhm.
Even though when he threw that, it would probably take about, I don't know, 80 years to get there.
No, because he could fly around the Earth so fast that he could reverse time.
So his throwing
Could-
arm,
could
his
he?
throwing arm is very good.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
it's very
pretty
fast.
quick results, man.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that put a solar flare that would eliminate all of our
Possibly.
electronic devices and
Well,
change
if we-
the magnetic
look,
pull
dude,
of the
if
Earth,
we-
thus killing us all?
If we're going into
Thanks, Soups.
if we're going into Soups 4, Like, I mean, how did Gene Hackman cut his hair? That's on, the Superman's hair's holding up the ball.
How did he
of the
do
weight,
that?
And
It's
he
a
just
very
gets
good
He goes and
question.
says it doesn't
he gets
work,
a
does it?
bunning style bloody flippity
Bolt
sticks,
cutters.
bolt
He gets-
cutters, and he can
Yeah.
just cut
But
his
that
hair
leads,
in half.
that leads on to the other question. Why did the aliens on Krypton think that a comb-over was the like only hairstyle that anyone would ever want to have without any adjustments to your
True.
move with the times.
Yeah,
Why-
yeah, that's
He-
right.
Superman is cool right now because everyone's
It's kind of somewhat hipster.
somewhat hipster, somewhat comb over,
Yep.
wave at
Grease
the front.
back, a little
you know,
curly
just
mustache,
like
Got enough product to
tight
make it.
shirt,
Yeah.
possibly some
Yep.
So, like you were saying last week about the Ned Kelly beard
Mm.
only coming around every 150, 200 years, how long is it in between Superman Jerry curl?
Yeah, but then-
Yeah,
They
it's
can-
like during the 90s grunge phase, Clark Kent didn't only wear glasses, he also wore a long-haired wig.
Yeah, and he occasionally took off the glasses. Everyone said, "You look exactly like fucking Superman."
Yeah.
What's up
What's
with
up with that?
Fancy that.
Why didn't Jor-El, Superman's father, is it Jor-El,
Yep.
build a pod big enough for two of them?
It's a very good question.
Why didn't Jor-El send his son to somewhere that was a little bit safer than America?
I want to know why.
So he
Save.
didn't have to save everybody all the time.
Say England.
Yeah.
There's no guns
Or
there.
Australia. Send him to
Yeah.
Australia.
Just an island off the.
And
Yeah.
if you're going to imprison 3 really nasty dudes, why do you imprison them in glass? Glass breaks. All it has
That's
to do
right.
is bump into something, and
And there's heaps of shit in
Plenty-
space to
there's
bump
plenty to
into.
bump around. Yeah.
Eventually, I mean,
glass just seems like a poor choice.
It is a poor choice. Glass was a poor choice, isn't it? I mean, a glass, emotional glass. What is it? Please, I'm
Glass-
sure you know it.
I do. Glass case of emotion.
Oh, yeah, you knew it.
yeah. Well, look.
So I've got some. This is what I'm going to add. Right.
Right.
I don't know if I'll add it to this show. I might add it to the next show.
What's the homework, Tim?
My homework is that I'm going to make a song out of. I pulled those records out, and I thought, oh, here's something. I'm sure I can make something fun out of those. Out of those records, so I'm going to see if I can. That's my challenge for the week.
Well, why don't you? We'll put it out there as do that. Do that.
Yeah.
But we'll also put it out to the 75 people listening that if you want to, I don't know, put the challenge out to Timmy Taco.
I'll make a song out of anything. I really can.
Give me 2 songs and I'll mix them up or something like that.
Oh, something like you should make a song out of this.
Good manners go with good times. Parties are times to have fun. Parties can bring great pleasure to host and guest alike. Being late is neither fashionable nor good manners. It just cuts out some party time and upsets the hostess' schedule. Wouldn't it be awful if there were no system of introduction? Whispering and giggling behind the back of others is babyish and bad manners. Bad manners.
And that.
Okay, good.
Something.
And did you have, just to do a throwback to the segment, did you have a strange thing that teachers do
Oh, yeah.
do to you?
Do. I used to have in grade 5, my teacher of the time, Victor Tanti. Victor Tanti.
This is the
was
second time
angry
he's
all the
coming.
time.
It's the
He was
second
angry
time
all the
he's coming.
time. He used to
And
throw
he's-
tanties.
And his name was Tanty.
His name was Tanti.
That's awesome.
And he and I didn't get along. That's needless to say. I never treated him very well, and he never treated me very well.
Reciprocated.
And he used to try and get me to come up in front of the class. He would say something and then try to make me repeat it as if I was going to say exactly what he said. You know?
Quick
So-
brown fox jumped over the lazy dog.
No, nothing like that.
Oh.
Like when I was misbehaving and you are being...
so do it. So-
I am
I am.
misbehaving.
Well, that's not how it really went down.
I'm misbehaving
I'm misbehaving
because I am...
because I am.
Pip.
I'm not going to say that, Victor.
A pip.
I'm not saying that, Victor.
So he would say, "You are."
You are.
No. He would say, "I am."
I am.
I would say, "Yeah, you are," because I knew he was going to say a pip. You are a pip. No, that's not what I was going to say. You're twisting my words. And I used to get another laugh, and I used to make I'm a crowd pleaser.
So what was a pip?
I never found out. Have you ever heard that expression? You're a pip.
Never heard of that ever before.
And it was
But
an
it sounds
attempt.
insulting.
It was an attempt to
definitely-
humiliate me.
it was
in front of
definitely-
class, and it never worked because I always turned it on him,
Yep.
and I always pipped him.
Yep. Got a nice
pipped
cheap,
him
cheap
one.
little gag.
Say it. I am.
You are.
No.
That's not how it works. Well, that's not how this is going to work. That's not how this is going to work.
Get out of my class.
I've had many
Run-ins.
many things. Yes, it was always parent-teacher interviews. Was like the head of it.
My grade 6 teacher, parent-teacher interviews, just before we finished and moved on to bigger and brighter things in secondary school. Took my parents aside.
Is that how it worked for you?
And told
It's
me,
not how it went down for me.
told
Go
my
on.
parents that they were going to have ongoing issues with me.
And how right they were.
Well,
And that teacher went on to be the president of the United States. He's a very
I don't know how he was doing
Clever,
that. He was
yeah.
teaching in Australia just on a,
douchebag.
exchange program.
you went to uni. You were one of those excessive uni goers, weren't you?
I wouldn't say excessive, but I got there in the end.
Did you go once?
No, I went twice.
It's been excessive.
Okay.
More than I did.
Yeah.
And look at me now. We're still sitting in the same room doing the same podcast. How does that make you feel? Don't answer that.
But we don't know a lot of things about, science and stuff.
So all right. So I've got my.
You've got a lot of homework.
I've got my homework.
What will I be doing, Tim?
Coming up with. You're going to write Steve's episode.
I do. That's our other podcast
for
that
our
we're putting
podcast.
together for the States. Hit us up at the
So
same
people
level.
say we're trying to put the Steve's word in there every once in a while to cross promote,
Sort of
to fluff it up,
Get some excitement.
fluffer.
But it's going to be
Well,
months.
speaking of excitement, though, Jeremy told me that we've hit a milestone for Escape Pods.
Oh, we turned 21 today. Isn't that the milestone?
Well, I
No.
was thinking more about overall stats.
Oh, really? What do we hit?
Well, it went up to over 1,000. 1,000?
I want to say 1,000 listeners.
Yeah,
listens.
we're up to 11 listens.
Listens.
Yeah, so it's very exciting for us.
I'd like to know how much that's coming from iTunes,
Or just
try
from-
and find out stats,
Or just from me sitting there just pressing
go
play.
click, play.
Yeah.
As the uploader, aren't you able to?
I don't know. I
access-
just don't know how to access that bit because I've registered it and I.
And
put
how
it in.
distorted do you think it is by the fact that Jeremy just goes home and plays it on repeat?
Plays it incessantly.
There's a good way to get your stats up. You
That
just-
is.
Just keep
I
playing.
don't think you can start measuring your stats until you're at 1,000 anyway, because then you know. Well, there's got to, even if 100 of those
So
are
you're
real.
telling me that it's all just baloney?
It's legit.
Okay.
No, they are legit listens, right?
Well, look,
Well, we haven't been. I haven't been clicking on it.
Like we said,
I rarely
like we
listen to our own stuff.
I would have liked
Let's-
100.
Well, I proof it. I proof it to make sure that I cut out all the fucks, or at least half of the fucks.
Put a beep on that last one, Tim.
Okay, yeah, I will. And why don't I do a little swearing session now, and I'll put it.
All right.
I'll edit it out.
We'll
right
go
now.
around and we'll just.
Okay, we'll do in the. You'll have to find a doctor to pull it out. You hole.
I've always hated every that I've ever met in my entire life.
That's
That's a lot of homework for you to do.
Come over here, you. And he said, "Why are you calling me?" Or you.
I know. And all the way to the bank.
That's
There
a
you go.
lot of
That is a
beeps,
lot of work. There's a lot of work in this episode,
Mm.
actually. I have been marking it as we've been going along. So.
Definitely that.
And so by the time you hear it, it'll be very entertaining.
Hope so.
Okay, cool.
Sound
Few-
effects and whatnot.
That's it. But well, look, look.
Oh, what's that music?
Oh, there we go. Dead Dogs.
Dead
My Mind,
Dogs.
Your Mind.
Dead dogs. Dead dogs.
Project.
Dog. The doggy. Dead dogs.
Well, I'm Timmy Taco.
Yep.
Danoz.
And I'm Jezbot.
Signing off. Go for yourselves.
One pod left, and 3 of us.
The escape pod. The escape pod.
What if there are droids in the escape pod? The sensors wouldn't pick them up.
Escape pod sounds really nice. Well, boys, it's a very lovely ship. I think you should go down. Goodbye.